Now, answering your questions about the law and legal issues. This is Legal Break with attorney Gary Bruce.
Hello there and welcome. Welcome, Gary. Good to see you.
Good morning. Glad to be here again.
Absolutely. Well, today's question is pretty involved. Let's pull it up here while I read it. Gary, I've used my Tricare coverage when I was hurt in a wreck last year. I had a lawyer, but now I'm getting calls about those bills. No one told me I had to pay them back. What do I do?
Yeah, this is a pretty common situation, and Tricare makes it somewhat unique to our community. We deal with it all the time, but the surprise reimbursement claim, that's something I've seen for years where it's ignored or not discussed with the client. Look, here's the deal. If you got insurance, health insurance that's paying, you've got to reimburse them, at least in most circumstances. And there are arguments to be made in a lot of situations where you don't have to, but that's what we do, is kind of beat those down. But you really have an obligation to pay them back. Sometimes when we get in a jury trial, a jury will say, has insurance paid? Well, usually it has, or maybe not, but it doesn't matter. That's not a consideration in Georgia anyway, because it's going to have to be reimbursed anyway. So that's the crazy part about it. We can't talk about those things in a trial, but it is there. So we don't talk. Sometimes lawyers don't talk about it. You got somebody from out of town, he doesn't understand Tricare or how the relationship with the Army works. It can be a problem because the Army, the U.S. government wants their money back too. Even if you just treat it at Martin Army or through providers in the service, you've got an obligation to reimburse them. So this comes up sometimes, and the reimbursement is separate from what your recovery is and those rights. I mean, you're still going to have that obligation. So you may hear from them. We deal with the JAG office all the time in dealing with these issues. And here's the thing that you really don't get from out-of-town guys dealing with the local scene, and that is the lawyer can't charge a fee for collecting money for the government. So that part is always reduced from any kind of fee structure. So that's something to remember. If you're dealing with this from somebody from out of town or somebody who doesn't mention these issues, it needs to be talked about, or you may find yourself having to deal with it on your own.
Yeah. So who do we call to deal with these claims?
Who do you call? Well, call me if there's a problem. Happy to talk to you about it. Talk to the JAG office. It's something that really needs to be talked to with the lawyer long before the case is allegedly resolved. So that's the answer.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Gary. Thank you so much for answering that question today and every Wednesday. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next Legal Break.